Welcome back to the channel this week. I think we got a great episode for you. We're going to be comparing the Fujifilm TC14, which is this little gem right here. I got this early on in my career with Fuji, and it's really made quite a difference in a number of different ways. But Fuji's done a great job, and with the XH2 and the X-T5, they have added digital 1.4 and 2.0 teleconverters. I'm not going to waste my time with the 2.0 version because I just think it's, you lose too much quality. And the same with the larger version of this, the 2.0 version of this, you also lose quite a bit of quality, in my opinion, of course. So what we're going to do is we're going to compare these two. We're going to dive right in right now. So let's talk a little bit about this Fujifilm TC14, the teleconverter. I gotta say, I use it quite a bit, and it's usually for outside stuff because I lose a stop of light. So what this does is it changes this 50 to 140 into a 70 to 196. But if you look at it in full frame terms, it's giving us a 106 to 298 f2.8, which is actually it's not 2.8, it turns into f4. So it's a 106 to 298 f4. And gotta say, for outside sports, that's great, and it works really well in that circumstance. But we're going to show you the difference between this and the digital teleconverter and which situations you want to use each one. So here you go. This is the image that was taken with the TC1.4. The image quality looks great, and it's a 40 megapixel file as well. We want to talk about the benefits of the digital 1.4 extender on this new X-T5 right here and the XH2. So let's go into the menu on the back, and we're going to go down to the second page of the camera icon, and we're going to go into digital teleconverter and pick 1.4X. And in the top left-hand corner, you can see which teleconverter you have selected. Now, the biggest benefit here is that you don't lose a stop of light, but what you do lose is you lose some resolution because it's basically just cropping the sensor. So it's kind of neat in that way, but it unfortunately, it's not 40 megapixels, it's 20 megapixels because it's half of what you would normally get. But there are some big benefits to that because you can use it indoors and you're not losing the stop of light like you normally would. Now here is the digital 1.4 tele extender applied inside the camera, and it looks great too. Hard to tell, but it's a 20 megapixel file. So here we are in Lightroom. The image on the left is the X-T5 with the straight TC 1.4 tele extender, and the image on the right is the X-T5 using the digital 1.4 tele extender. Now, as you can see, they sure do look almost exactly alike. The image quality looks perfect. Now, if we blow them up to 100%, you're going to see that the image on the left is much larger than the image on the right. And the reason for that is because the image on the left is a full 40 megapixel sensor image, and the image on the right is exactly half that at 20 megapixels. So, and these are both JPEGs. So what we're looking at here on the right is the digital teleconverter, and the image on the left is the actual 1.4 tele extender attached to the lens in the camera. And you can tell that the image quality, besides the difference in resolution, we're looking at an image that looks almost identical. Let's go to see something that was very interesting to me. I didn't know this, and for me, this is almost a game changer. Now, if you're using the TC14 on, let's say that we're just going to use the 50 to 140 as an example. If you use the TC14 and the digital teleconverter at the same time, you're going to get this right here. Now, you've got two problems going on here. One is you're using a stop of less light because you're using the actual 1.4 teleconverter, and you're also cutting the resolution size down to 20 megapixels with the digital teleconverter. But in a pinch, this can really make a big difference. This is just amazing to me. This is at 100%. The image quality is just great. To me, it just is great. So in conclusion, I would have to say that Both these tools, the digital teleconverter and the TC14, are good for certain things. If you're outside and you got plenty of light, the TC14 is what you would use. So if you're inside, use the digital teleconverter. The only problem is it's a 20 megapixel file and not a 40 megapixel file. So that being said, you know, different things. The quality, you know, it's not that much different, but I'm telling you right now, if you got the light, use the TC14. Hey, thanks for dropping by the channel this week. I had a great time playing with my Fujifilm TC1.4 teleconverter, the real thing, and the digital version inside my XT5. And I showed you the differences, and really it comes down to, what are you going to be using it for? And do you mind losing a stop less light? So that's it for this week. And oh, one more thing, if you wouldn't mind, please check out capeandphototours.com and check out the fall workshop I'm doing in October with Bill Fortney, a Fuji X photographer. We had a great time doing something very similar a couple of years ago. This year it's all done in the fall. We're going to be doing fall foliage along the Maine coast, and we're going to be doing a few lighthouses here and there. It's going to be a lot of fun. And if you wouldn't mind, please give me a like. It helps out this channel. It hits that YouTube algorithm. And if you wouldn't mind, give me a comment as well, because that would help. So please subscribe, comment, like, that would be great. And remember, it's not what you photograph, it's how you photograph it, and we'll catch you next time.